How's that, Arnold? All right, guys, I'm gonna take you through the steps of smoking, how I smoke a pork butt or anything for that matter on this Weber Smokey Mountain. This is a 22 with a nicely clean lid for Arnold. And I'm gonna let you know how I do temperature management and what I do, whether I use the water pan or not, how I use the water pan, if I use the water pan. And I'm gonna take you through all that. This is gonna be a good one, guys. And the strategy today, the plan is we're gonna take a small pork butt, bone in. It's gonna be about, I think it's a 7-pounder, and I'm gonna go hot and fast with it. But I'm still gonna be able to share with you what I do, whether if I go hot and fast or low and slow. All right, you guys, let's talk about the lower chamber here. I have 2 charcoal grates, and I have them perpendicular from each other so that it helps keep the charcoal on top and not fall right through. Then I have the fire ring on there, and I have just eyeball an amount of charcoal that I'm going to have in there in the minion method, which is like a donut, and 2 chunks of cherry wood and 1 chunk of hickory. And then I'm going to go ahead, and since this is hot and fast, I'm going to fill up the Weber chimney to about 3/4 of the way up. If I'm going to go low and slow, I'll probably just do only halfway up. And I'm going to dump it there. And in the middle chamber, all right, in the middle chamber, I am going to be utilizing the water pan with no water. I have covered it in foil just so that the drippings from the pork butt can catch right on the foil, and it makes cleanup easier. If I was doing a low and slow, I would put water in there. And just to help give a moisture environment, a humid environment, and what the water actually does too is it catches all the oil, and you know oil rises to the top, and it makes it easier to clean out the water pan as well if you're not lining it with foil. That's what I found. It really does. As long as you don't let it, you know, evaporate with the heat all the way to the bottom, then it's kind of contradicts what I just said. But make sure there's liquid in there if you're gonna be using water, and it makes a humid environment, and it works out for low and slow for me. But this is hot and fast, and that's how I have that. Now, one thing I want to point out, what I do all the time, regardless of low and slow and hot and fast, for temperature management or fire management, is I close down the back 2 vents 100%, close it off, and I always keep 1 vent towards me. It makes it easier to manage. That one is open, so now I have the airflow coming in just in 1 vent, and I have the exhaust on the top, and I do 100% of the adjustment on the top. Now, during an extreme encounter where I just can't control it with the top, then I have the bottom to actually help me out as well. But for the most part, that works like that for me. Oh yeah, time to get this pork butt on there. I got the fat cap still on it, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have the fat cat up. All right, so I actually put the fat cap up because heat rises to the top. It's probably the most hottest at the very top, and that's where the fat's at, and hopefully it's gonna render and self-baste the rest of that pork for me. So that's my thoughts, and that's why I did that. Also, I seasoned the pork butt with just salt and pepper, garlic. I didn't go sweet because I'm going hot and fast, and anything that has sugar in it will burn, and I'm not trying to burn the bark on this pork butt. And according to that flimsy little temp gauge right there, we're at about 275, which is the sweet spot. I love smoking at 275. I'm hoping this gets up to 300. If not, you know what, we're gonna let it do what it's gonna do. All right, so we'll check up on this in maybe about a good 2 hours from now. Oh, let's see what time it is. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see. All right, guys. It is 4:05, 2 hours later. I haven't done anything to this pork butt. Let's see what it's looking like. Oh, man. Yeah, that feels nice and pretty crispy. Now let me get a temperature reading to see where this baby's at. I'm getting 130 there. 140 there. Let's see, make sure I'm not hitting the bone anymore. The bone's right here. 137 over here. Yeah, this thing has a long way to go. So I'm not gonna wrap it at this point. I'm gonna put the lid back on. I'm gonna leave it be for another 2 hours. All right, so we'll check back in another 2 hours. All right, 6:05. We are at the 4 hour mark, and there's something I want to touch on with you guys. So if you take a look, I'm going to bring you guys closer. The standard temp gauge here on the Weber Smokey Mountain, it's reading at 275. Let's see if you can see that good. So let me bring you better. So it's reading about 275, and this to me is reference only. This is not exactly what it is. These are not your top of the line temp gauges like Tell True, and as far as these type of temp gauges, I'm going to show you what I do to check these gauges without having to leave one of those leave-in thermometers in there, temperature gauges in there. All right, you see that right there? Wait, what the hell? Hold on. I like to put the thermopin right through that silicone grommet, and I like to see what the what the temperature is right below the grate, the cooking grate. And then on top of that, I like to do the same thing, but I'll hold it right up at the exhaust, right up here, and I'll see what it says, how they correlate, and I'll get an average, and I'll know pretty much what I'm cooking at. So let's see what this guy says right here. Just gotta wake it up. 313. So that's telling me I'm at 313. Let's see if you can see that. And just a minute ago when I checked the top, it was at 330. So not much difference between a little bit under grate level, food level, and right at the top of the dome at the exhaust. So that's a little trick that I do to see where I'm at. Now let's check up on this piece of meat. Let this go down a little bit. That is crispy. It's not burnt. Don't get that confused. That's crispy. That's good. All right, this is down to 116. It's going down. Let's see where we're at. Oh yeah. So I got 180 right there. $181 right there. $174 right there. I'm looking for about 200 to 205 and probing tender. All right, guys, we're on our 5th hour. Time to check this pork butt. Now, keep in mind that during all these hours, I have not checked the charcoal, haven't stoked the fire, anything like that. We just have let it ran as is. So let's see what we are according to the thermopin. As far as Weber's temp gauge, it's showing 250. So let's see what we got going on right there. 298. Let's see. Let's cool this. Let me show you what the coals look like. You guys hear that? Oh man. Hell yeah. Keep in mind, this is the fat cap. Let's see what we're temping at. Ooh. $190 there. $188 there. $190 there. So I'm gonna give it about another half hour to an hour. Come on, guys, wake up. They're awake now. All right, 8:05. So I did check it at 740 and we only had went up 5 degrees up. Hopefully it is now in the 200 range and probing tender. Let's check it out. Let's see what that thermopin is reading. So it's saying 280 there. Ooh, that went in like butter. 197. 193. It's really tender. $197. You know what? Look at that. You can see the bone is dry. I'm going to show you guys this. I'm going to take this off. This is done. Let's see. You see the bone right there? Look at that. That thing is going to be, it's clean. Oh yeah. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put this in a foil pan, wrap it up, put it in the microwave for about an hour to 2 hours to rest, and we're going to see what it looks like. I'll try that at home. This is going to rest just like this in the microwave. That's my insulation box that I like to store the meats to rest for about an hour to 2 hours. We'll see. Yep. That's what we had left. All right, you guys, it's 10:05. this thing has been resting long enough, seems like days, and we're gonna find out what it looks like, how it tastes like. Oh yeah. Let's see. I'll tell you what, I can smell the smoke from here. So let's just see. Whew. Look at that bone. Look at that bark. This bark is, I didn't lose any bark with this little contraption right here. You know what? Let me see. That is good. I'm loving that.